Tubers, family and friends, good morning. This is Edward here, coming to you from the Golden Palace in northwestern Mindanao, Philippines. And this morning we're just going to be canning up some cucumbers. And I have my water bath canner right here prepared. I can do 5 at a time. It's kind of a small one, but I took these cucumbers and cut them up into spears yesterday and put them in a salt water bath and overnight in the fridge and in the refrigerator. And then now supposedly a saltwater bath makes them crisp after you can them. So we're going to see. They seem pretty limp to me. So, you know, I don't know how well that's going to work, but we're going to try it. We're going to try the recipe that I'm going to follow. And so first of all, we're just going to, I've sterilized these, soap and water, these jars. And then now I'm going to fill these jars with the spears. And I got 2 sizes of spears here. I got about the 5 to 6 inch length, and then I got the smaller 2 or 3 inch length, and those ones will go into the smaller jars here because of the size of my cucumbers when I got them from the market were the size where I could only get 5 to 6 inch in these jars that I have, and then the rest of them there was that 3 inch size left, so I'll just put those in the smaller ones. So we're going to pack these. I got, like I say, I'll pack 5 of them, and then we'll make the brine, and I'll put the brine in over the top of them, and then do a water bath canning process, which will make once you get your brine in there up to above the spears, then put on your lids and put them in the water bath. Once I get the lids on, I'll put them inside here with the water like 1 inch above the top of the jar, and let that boil for 10 to 15 minutes to sterilize everything and to seal the lids. So that's what I'm doing today, and we're on the canning journey here. There's lots of fruits and vegetables in the Philippines, just untold amounts of every kind of variety that you could ever want grows 24/7 here in the Philippines. Fruits, vegetables, anything, wild, domestic, I mean, you name it, right? Because the temperature is always a perfect temperature, and they grow day and night. And just this morning we had about 2 to 3 hours of nice rain showers, and now look what we got. We got nice sunny weather again. And that's what you get here in the Philippines, especially Mindanao. Not so much the smaller islands. The smaller islands, a lot of times there's massive drought, like there has been in a lot of the interior Visaya islands in the Philippines here these last 6 months, a major drought. But here in Mindanao, because the island is so big, it creates its own weather system. So we get rain in the morning, and then we get beautiful, usually sunny days in the afternoon. So it's perfect for growing. And I just happen to be in a very blessed place that God sent me to 8 or 10 years ago. And I had some visitors from Germany yesterday. They were on a mission contract with their church or whatever organization they belong to in Germany. But there's also other countries in Europe, and even there was one guy from Egypt that was involved with this mission that they were in. But they saw my 10 Commandments on my my gates out here, and so they stopped by and we had friendly chats, and I brought them to the top of the tower, and it was a great time, just fellowshipping with other brothers and sisters. So like I say, when things get so bad in the world, there's going to be millions of people, refugees, right? Because their country's been hit by nuclear weapons, and they'll be uninhabitable anymore. And there'll be people by the millions coming to places like the Philippines to escape the nuclear annihilation. That's what I think's coming. And so I have a wonderful place here that I can house and care for lots of different people, and then we can just grow in the Lord and be safe from the evil in the world and the devastation until Christ comes at the end. So that's the plan, and I have all this stuff online and all these people saying it's going to be this, it's going to be that. Don't believe any of it. Believe only what's in the Bible, and some of it is going to be true, some of it's going to be false, most of it's going to be false. Like the whole rapture thing, that's been so overblown, it's not even funny. Only God knows that stuff, guys. Only God knows all that stuff. So don't set all your hopes that you're going to be raptured out from all the pain and devastation and destruction coming in the future, right? A lot of the believers are going to be here, a majority of them are going to be here and live in pain and suffering and bringing others to Christ, right? Because he died for us and suffered greatly, and we're doing the same thing back for him, payback time for our suffering and bringing others to Christ for him. Time to serve him, right? We're going to be servants for him. That's what's coming. And it's going to be devastating. Whatever's coming, nuclear annihilation, majority of the people in the world are going to be wiped out. Christians, if you don't get out of these high-risk places, these Babylonian countries like Israel, U.S., U.K., these places that have nukes, all the nations that have nukes are the ones that are going to be hit by nukes, or vice versa, right? So get out of those nations and get in way as far as you possibly can away from these places that have nukes and that are going to fire nukes once the nukes start flying. So it's just a common sense warning to you all, and it's all in the Bible. This stuff is going to happen, and we're in those end times right now. But the timing of it, we don't know. All we know is that the season is here, because you can see it. I mean, you have these people in government around the world just constantly screaming at each other that they're going to nuke each other. So you know it's here, right? So instead of peace and harmony and love for thy neighbor like Jesus commands us to do, it's the opposite. It's hell on earth right now, and it's going to be a literal hell on earth soon, physically, right? Right now it's a hell on earth spiritually. So you guys get prepared, get your canning, get your bug out bags ready, get your place of retreat ready. And I'm just telling you, Mindanao in the Philippines it's like a whole country upon itself. It's the furthest southern island in the Philippines, and it has its own beautiful weather systems, and you can grow and live abundantly here, even in bad times, because all these other places of the world are going to be destroyed, and you'll get still millions of people, refugees, coming to places like the Philippines in the future once this stuff happens. It could be tomorrow, guys, or it could be, a few years yet in the future. We don't know. Only God knows that stuff. But why tarry? Why keep living where you know you're going to get nuked? And there's so many countries in the world that hate the U.S. and that hate the UK and that hate Israel right now. I mean, just look at it. Look at the news. Look at the riots. Look at everywhere. It's all hate. And all these enemies of the U.S., UK, and Israel, and they're all going to be wiped out. The enemies God has given them the power to wipe out the West, and that's what's going to happen. of course, the Lord only knows all the truth of it, right? And the details of it all. So get yourself out of those countries that have nukes. If you're right now living in a country and your government has nuclear weapons, get out, because you are doomed, and your country is doomed, and your family's going to be doomed if you don't get out. So it's a friendly word of warning, guys, and I love you. I'm praying for you, and start doing this stuff like this, canning, because you're going to need it. So I might do another video later when I get these cucumbers, which will be pickles, done. Thanks, guys, and take care. Love you, and God bless. Bye-bye.